you today. I'm gonna be with you. Just trust me. Feel like loving you today. A tender kiss would be a start. Feel like loving you today. I want to share with you all the love that's in my heart. Feel like loving you today. Feel like loving you today. Love is feel like loving you today. Loving you the whole day long. I feel like loving you today. I'm gonna be with you. Just trust me. Feel like loving you today. A tender kiss would be a start. Feel like loving you today. I want to share with you all the love that's in my heart. Feel like loving you today. Feel like loving you today. Love is in the air. It's riding on the breeze. We make the
Hold up, bro. Goddamn. Hey, bro, don't get that shit on my sheets, bro. Mobbing in the Bentley, smoking moon. Hey. Rocks. Hey. Pocket full of motherfucking blue guap. Half an ounce in my Gucci tube. Socks. For the summertime, got a new drop. Trapper slash rapper slash bad bitch snatching. Come here. Baby mama mad. She said you live like a bachelor. So what? Sold 100 pounds and gave 10% to the pastor. Church. Keep going up the ladder. Hey. They mad, make them matter. Hey. Told my son when I'm gone, you gon' be a rich little bastard. Yeah. Pointers on me hitting. Leave a bitch dizzy. All my old bitches feeling salty. Yeah. In my DM talking about why you dog me. Yeah. But I still miss you. Can you call me? Yeah. I heard ain't shit changed that you still balling. Yeah. She used to bust them scripts for me at Walgreens. Smuggling narcotics was my calling. Hey. Foes on the Mercedes, that's major. Whole gang going crazy, that's major. Millions on the table, that's major. I turn dirt into diamonds, that's major. You searching for fame. I became a superstar in the dope game. Found out you a hater, I can't look at you the same. She said, can she take a picture with my chain? Got two twin sisters, call them yin yang. I wish I wouldn't have fucked that bitch, she insane. Alexander McQueen on me, ain't got a stain. Turn to the plug, my life ain't never been the same. Foes on the Mercedes, that's major. Whole gang going crazy, that's major. Millions on the table, that's major. I turn dirt into diamonds, that's major. Foes on the Mercedes, that's major. Whole gang going crazy, that's major. Millions on the table, that's major. I turn dirt into diamonds, that's major.
House full of bitches like flavor. The cuts in my thumb come from count paper. Paper route the gang and bitch, we a label. New Glock with a laser. Yeah, I let you meet your maker. Then go out to Jamaica with my motherfucking rosters. Yeah, I'm moving with my motherfucking shotters. Yeah, I walk and pop my motherfucking collar. Yeah, a pistol in the motherfucking party.
Foes on the Mercedes, that's major. Whole gang going crazy, that's major. Millions on the table, that's major. I turn dirt into diamonds, that's major. Foes on the Mercedes, that's major. Whole gang going crazy, that's major. Millions on the table, that's major. I turn dirt into diamonds, that's major.
This weak ass nigga coming in the hood. First piece of shit looking ass nigga. That nigga truck clean as fuck though. God damn.
You're he, mic check, you're he. It don't sound too bad. I don't fancy shouting, you know. Sore throat and shit. Salute people. What's going on? How we doing? Happy Thursday. Miss Epic in the building. How we doing, Quantum? Been a while. Hope you're good. Shouts out to the new folks in the building. Good stuff. Welcome. What's happening, Sam? How we doing, Sam? Much love. Boy in the building. Infamous sniper. Sister Yemi in the building. Saute in the building. Good stuff. Alchemos 383 in the building. Much love. Ants in the building. Much love. Good stuff. Oh man, how you look doing though, man? Happy Thursday. I don't plan on staying around for too long. Just a quick update, you know. I'm supposed to be going live tomorrow on the Rebuttal Bar again. Secretly, I wanted to go live on the main channel, but I think they said my ban is up on Sunday. It's weird. First I'm banned, then I'm not banned. But when I try to go live, it's showing that I'm banned. Like, what the fuck's going on over there? All right, so it said Saturday the curse should be lifted, right? So let's wait and see. All right, but Thursday I wanted to give you an update of the future, I suppose. An update of the future. So Friday, hopefully we get Chief Ironbush over. Right, we've arranged something for him to come over here. I've sent out a few other emails and messages to people. Hopefully they receive it and they find their way over here. Right, so we can have a little build tomorrow. If not, that's not the end of the world. Because Saturday, hopefully the curse gets lifted. And then, you know, once the curse gets lifted on the main channel, it's big business, right? Big business when the main channel gets opened up. All right. As long as you know that. As long as you know that. 420 if you got that shit. Obviously. Obviously. But yeah, we here, man. Salutes to everyone. Okay, I hear you. Well, like I said, if I go live Saturday, I will bring the house down. Sunday might be a recap. Sunday could be a recap. Just a quick little recap. You know, show you how we do it different. But hey, it feels good to have your own horse in the race. I tell you that much. It feels good to have your own horse in the race. It feels good. It feels good. It feels good. I've been seeing all the other horses in the race. I've been seeing what's been going on. You know, regarding the realm, obviously. Yeah, it's pretty much rigged to a degree. Pretty much rigged. Or they didn't just get the memo. It's either rigged or people haven't done thorough investigation. Right? That's exactly what that is. It feels good to have another horse in the race, right? And what's the best thing about it? This horse was, you know, an underdog for a while, to be honest with you. It still is an underdog. But it's an underdog not to be reckoned with, right? Very different. We've seen this horse mature. We've seen this horse go down some narrow roads and have to walk back up because that road was kind of, you know, dead. Now this horse has found the greenest grass in the realm and it's loving it. It's loving it. Anna K in the building. How you doing, Anna K? Welcome. Welcome. Oh, let me throw that link down there just in case anybody wants to pop up and say hello. I'll give you one bit, I'll pin it. Oh, that's pinned. So yeah, like I was saying, these horses, right? I've petted these horses, you know. I've walked these horses around the stable and shit. Right? I know what type of horses I'm dealing with. But I don't think the people know what type of horse they're dealing with on this side, right? Different horse in the race, very different. It's an organic horse. One could say it's a vegan horse. Just like those elephants, those rhinos, the wildebeest, the bull, the gorilla, you know, those strong type of beasts. Mm. Them type of quote unquote vegan beasts. Don't get it twisted. We got a vegan horse over here. I've been seeing a lot of these horses out here eating salami, eating pasta and cheese. Can't feed your horse that shit. Mm-mm. I'm gonna report you if you keep feeding it salami and cheese. Gonna report you. Yeah, man. I like to sit back and watch the two horses fight from time to time. You know? You know what I mean by that? Let's see if we can I'll show you what I mean by that. Let's a second. No adverts. All right. Let's get into something real quick, right? So, oh shit. Oh my gosh. That man has his head in the feedback. Oh, yo. Oh shit. That is hilarious, bro. Oh my god. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh man. Oh shit. That is hilarious. In the feedback. Oh shit. Hilarious shit. All right, let's sit back in our stable, right, and let's observe, you know, the flat earthers and the globers go at it. Let's see what Professor Dave and Mr. Dave Weiss was up to. You know, this it's an oldie, but it's a goodie for those of you who ain't seen it, right? Let's go 420 if you got that.
Right there, let us bring in the guest for the flat earth debate.
There we go. We got a guest at the back door. Here we go. Here we go. Mr. Alchemos. What's going on, Alki?
Oh, sorry, man. I was muted. What's up, London?
Yeah. Big up, big up.
Yeah, bro. I just want to say my schedule now is I work every night from Monday to Friday, so I always have to catch up. But in the weekend I have time. I just want to let you know. Send me something on tele, and I'll be ready, bro.
Good stuff, man. That's good stuff.
Yeah, bro. Adjusting now a different life, you know, working
Yeah.
at night. I miss a lot, and then I have to catch up during the day. So my time is short every day, you know. It's
Yeah.
big change, but I'm trying to keep up with everything, bro. Great stuff as always. Just want to tell you that peace to the folks, and definitely gonna join in the weekend, bro.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Enjoy your stream. I can watch a little bit more, and then I have to go to work. So peace, bro.
He's my man. Much love, brother. Alchemos 83. Good stuff.
Here we go. Here's flat earth David. Hey, David, how's it going?
Hey, what's going on? Thanks for having me. This
Thank
is
you for coming back.
Gonna be interesting for sure.
It's going to be very interesting, isn't it? And Professor Dave,
Howdy.
Thank you for coming on for the first time.
Thanks for having me.
Congratulations on your YouTube success, man. 2 million subs. That's phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is the first time I think a real flat earther, I'll call myself a real flat earther, has spoken direct with Professor Dave, as he normally does videos, you know, that just go out and pretty much straw man us, whether you know it or not, or gaslight us, and then there's really no way to respond because
No, so you've never seen my channel ever and have no idea what I do because I make academic tutorials.
I have, but your flat earth stuff is is gaslighting us essentially.
It's devastating and destroys flat earth easily.
Absolutely. So
started big straw man. Oh, he says that they think the earth is flat. What a straw man.
I'm with you. Listen, I don't mean to come off that way. would it be okay to look for some common ground? Can I just ask a couple of quick questions, Dave? You good with that?
Whatever you want to do, man.
Yeah, I'm just for to see if we have any common ground. Do you believe we went to the moon?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you believe that governments are here, especially the American government, for the people's well-being?
It's a pretty complicated question.
Okay, you don't have to answer it. That's fine. That's good. Do you
Oh shit. It's starting already, you know. It's starting already. Let's keep going.
believe that there's censorship going on YouTube?
Yes.
Some stuff is deprioritized in the algorithm. I don't know if that qualifies as censorship.
And is the news here to inform or to fill us with propaganda?
The news is largely propaganda. None of that has anything to do with the shape of the earth. So I don't know what the hell you're even talking about. Literally none of that has to do with the shape of the earth. So you're
Shame
really
on
off
you.
to a bad start already.
Just looking for some common ground. That's all.
Well,
So
if we
Sean,
both don't like the government, therefore the earth is flat.
The common ground is that we're going to try and keep talking points to 3 minutes each, responses to 2 or 3 minutes each, so we could get through this hour and everyone could get an equal share of the time involved here. And I think the first point that we've got up on the list is, what is gravity?
You want to go first, Dave, or you want me to go?
Oh, okay. This is how we're doing this? Okay, so according to general relativity, it's the curvature of space-time around massive objects. And so this is one of the easiest ways to know that the Earth is a sphere, because everything we see, everything, including the Earth, right, very large, massive objects are crushed into sphere. That's why stars, planets, moons, everything pretty much is spheres. So you can now go ahead and do your like electric gravity bullshit, and then I'll explain to you why it's stupid.
Well, the question is, does anybody any scientists or anybody that's ever proven that any of the luminaries we see in the sky are even physical, let alone spheres?
Yeah, we can see them in telescopes.
You can see them. So you believe that if you see something, that'll tell you its shape. So when I look at this, are these spheres?
Oh.
Are these spheres, Dave? Are these spheres?
Yeah, no, I've seen this little trick, and I know the
it's not a
third
little
one from
trick.
the left is flat.
It's showing you.
Here's the
third
problem.
one from the left is flat. Dave, let me give me a second, then you can go.
No, because I've seen you do this, because I watched 2 of your videos, and you say the same crap in every single one.
Right.
I know what these are. I know what these shapes these are.
So how do you know what shape the moon is? How do
Okay,
you know
so
that the moon is even a physical object? During a new moon, no one sees the moon in the sky.
I know your talking points. So this works because that's not moving. The things in the sky move. So if you take the third one from the left, which I know is flat, and you move it around, it's going to start to change shape, right? If the moon was a flat disk, I don't even know if that's one of your talking points or not. As it passed over you, it would change shape. It would
I don't think the
distort.
moon is a flat disk at all.
Okay, so it doesn't matter though. That's why what you're saying is stupid, because these objects do not move. Now, the other problem is it's not just about shape, it's about other things like composition. Do you know what spectroscopy is?
Yeah, spectroscopy is you can measure gases, but it has to be in a container. Where's the container?
No. Stop. We are looking at light. We're looking at light, and we are understanding about the materials, right? We're understanding the composition of things based on light. So when you start talking about gases, you show me immediately that you don't even know what spectroscopy is. So you do not know the ways in which we figure out things about celestial objects. You literally don't even know the definitions of the words that represent the techniques that we use. So why are you even talking about it?
So my question is, spectroscopy needs to be in a container. Otherwise, you don't know what
spectroscopy needs to be in a container. The study of how light interacts with matter needs to be in a container. What does that mean?
Otherwise, when you're looking at the moon, you don't know what gases you're seeing in between us and the moon.
Gases? The moon is solid. The moon is a solid object.
How do you know that the moon is solid? How come you can't see it during a new moon?
Why can't you see it during a new moon?
Yeah.
Because do you understand how vision works?
That's one thing me and the Globies have in common, right? I'm saying the moon's a solid object. They're also saying the moon is a solid object. So I'm with them on that. Let's keep going.
Right? In a new moon, what's happening in a new moon? The light from the sun is illuminating the side away from us.
So
right? Light illuminates the things that it hits. So a new moon is when the side that the sun is illuminating is the other side away from us. What do
Dave,
you want it to do? The light to go around the moon and come back and
So-
hit the other side like magic?
without interrupting, let me just answer. When we have when it's nighttime, you're away from all lights and there's a full moon, I can read by that moonlight. That moonlight casts a shadow on the ground. Don't interrupt. That casts a shadow on the ground. So that moonlight, which is reflected sunlight off a dusty, dirty, rocky, rock ball in your world, is bright enough to travel 238,000 miles to cast a shadow on the ground and to light up my book so I can read. During a total solar eclipse in your world, the Earth is a full.
Don't you dare, boy. You leave that right there. Don't you dare, boy. You leave that right there. You hear me? What's happening backstar? Big up.
Earth from the moon's point of view, it's bigger and shinier, and it should light up the moon, but it doesn't. And no telescope, from any position with infrared or anything, has ever seen the moon.
Can you think of why? Can you think of why? Can you think of a much, much brighter object that is right there where the moon is?
Well, during
the corona of the sun, which is thousands of times brighter. What you're doing right now is you're basically saying, I'm going to shine a spotlight directly into your eyes, and then you tell me if you can see a firefly 2 centimeters to the right. Like, what are you talking about? Do you seriously not understand this stuff? A child can understand this stuff.
So when you're throwing out words like spectroscopy, what's the difference between spectroscopy and astrospectroscopy?
What do you mean astro? So astro is a prefix that means stars. So if that's even a word, it's spectroscopy pertaining to stars. What are you, like, Googling stuff furiously over there?
I'm just asking you, I've taken a few notes. I figured out, I watched a few of your videos. I know the straw manning that you're going to try to do and the things that you're going to try to claim. And in reality, an infrared camera, a regular camera from the space station, they should be able to see the sun, the moon, either approach the sun, eclipse the sun completely, or exit the sun, and nobody has ever seen it. So again, why are we looking up in the sky?
I just explained. I just answered your question. You just answered it again. You asked a question that I just answered. The sun is very bright, right? Way, way, way brighter than Earthshine. Do you understand that if something very bright, you're looking at something very bright, you can't see something way less bright next to it? What are you not getting about that?
When there's a total eclipse of the sun and you have the little ring around there, you can block that out so it doesn't blind you and you still can't see it. You know what?
It doesn't block it out. The corona. Have you never seen an eclipse?
Why are we talking? You can make a fake eclipse, right? By putting a disc in front of the sun and then looking at the corona, and you could do the same thing with the corona. You can block it. Why are we looking
really
up at the lights in the ceiling that determine the shape of the floor?
Because it works really well. It's the easiest way to figure out the shape of the Earth is by looking at the celestial objects in the sky and recording their motion. It's very, very easy.
1 second, Ash has said we've got to move on to the next talking point, which is space is not as depicted, displayed in media, movies, etc. Flat Earth, Dave, do you want to start with that one?
Ask the question again, please.
Space is not as depicted, displayed in media, movies.
Yeah, I mean, space is, they're just giving us images of insanity in space. Like when they show us nebulas, right? They show us this and they tell us this is where stars are born. This is where there's gas and dust, so much of it that it's creating stars and spitting them out like ping pong balls, where they go run away and they park themselves in the rest of the galaxy. This gas and dust in space, in a vacuum, in zero pressure, how does that work? How come this doesn't collapse in on itself? This is just
it does. That's how stars are born. Yeah, they do collapse. It's how stars form.
Dave, in your world, this is gases are collapsing upon themselves and then igniting themselves in a vacuum, in a vacuum, and then they
no, stop. Look, I know that you want to just spew your script without anybody challenging, but you say so many stupid things, and I'm here to tell you why everything you're saying is stupid. So when you say stars igniting in a vacuum, the reason that's confusing for you is that you think stars are little bonfires because you're a moron. Because you don't understand nuclear fusion. Nuclear fusion is the process by which stars glow. They're not little fireballs. And you can learn that by Googling something for 5 seconds, but you don't do it.
So Dave, you believe that all the rocky bits turn into perfect balls, and then all of the gases somehow start getting gravity, and they start pulling it together, and they get
Start
so
getting
big.
gravity? What do you
Well,
mean start getting gravity?
how do they grow into stars? How come the dust is accumulating? What's bringing it together? Is somebody pushing
Gravity.
it up like a snowball? So
Gravity.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so they get something, and it's a tiny bit of gravity pulls in some more dust. It pulls in not dust, it pulls in gases, and somehow it's pulling all of these gases together and turning into a nuclear furnace that burns for billions of years. I'm sorry, that doesn't make any sense. And if you
Okay,
want to believe that, that's the
so
world.
so centuries of brilliant astronomers versus nuh-uh. Is that really all you have? Is the entire field of astronomy and you going, I don't like it. That's dumb. I'm dumb and I don't get it. So astronomy is wrong.
Dave,
That's literally your argument against astronomy right now.
You never met these men. You don't know anything about these men other than the stories that the
Yeah.
controllers of this world tell you.
You know they wrote
Aristophanes-
books, right?
Well,
You know
so
they
Aris-
wrote books that
so-
we can read, and then
but-
we base astronomy on that and do astronomy every day,
Dave,
right?
Dave, try not to interrupt. Aristophanes figured out the shadow. Eratosthenes figured out the diameter, the circumference of the Earth with his sticks and shadows. But nobody in that area that came out of that, other mathematicians, never wrote any books about him. They ignored him. They just never mentioned it, and then all of a sudden it shows up in the 1900s in books that go into the
that's
education
not true.
system.
I mean, if you're just gonna lie,
wait,
then
wait,
we can just play the lie game.
And Dave, what about the fact that proves nothing? It works perfectly on a flat Earth. Sticks and shadows prove the Earth is flat, and it proves it's a globe. But you'd have to assume parallel rays. Listen to this. Aristophanes believed that parallel rays are coming into Earth, right? And no one has ever seen parallel rays coming into Earth, right? When we look, we always see them curved. We always see them corpuscular.
Corpuscular
But he
rays.
also believed that the Earth was geocentric and we had an infinitely far sun. And so that sun is orbiting around a minuscule,
far.
well, infinitely far. Infinitely far means so far away that the rays come in parallel. And that's a whole nother problem. But how is a distant sun orbiting around a speck Earth in the middle of space? That doesn't make sense. And they didn't think about
What
that.
doesn't make sense? What doesn't make sense about an Earth orbiting a sun? What
No,
you going that
you
doesn't
didn't
make
hear me.
sense?
Dave,
Isn't
Dave,
an argument.
Dave, stop being a dick. Listen to what I said.
You stop being a dick.
The Eratosthenes believed that the Earth was geocentric, that the sun orbited us, but the sun was a distant sun. How does a distant gigantic sun orbit a minuscule speck Earth?
Well,
Okay? Yeah, you have no
how
answer for that.
they don't know. It's the ancient Greeks. They didn't know. Now we know, right? We figured out heliocentrism in like the 16th century. So it was like 500 years ago. It's a pretty long time.
His story makes no sense. And the other question is, you believe that the sun rays that come in are parallel, right?
No, there are rays that are parallel, and then you can point a ray from the edge, one edge of the sun and the other edge. Look, light is going in all directions, right? The sun is expelling light. They're spherical waves of light, photons in every direction, right? So you can identify parallel rays, and then you can identify one from this edge. And if you want to talk about individual photons, you can draw paths from the edge of the sun going in one direction, the edge of the sun going in the other direction. You're trying to oversimplify things. You're trying to go, oh, it's corpuscular, it's all parallel, and so then this time it works for my talking point, and then another time it doesn't work for my talking point.
My point is Aristophanes' story doesn't make any sense with a distant sun orbiting a geocentric Earth.
Yeah, if you just say it doesn't make sense and stop talking, I guess.
How does a distant sun orbit a geocentric Earth when the Earth is tiny and the sun is gigantic?
Well, it doesn't.
In your
Long
model.
story short, it doesn't. Yeah. But so he was an ancient Greek, and he didn't know heliocentrism. They didn't know when Newton developed Newton's law of universal gravitation. He didn't know why massive objects attract one another. Right? He just said, this is what happens, and I have this equation, and we use Newton's equations to do all these incredible calculations that.
Hey, 23, that's a good one. I like that one. Salutes.
That predict the motion of objects on Earth and in space. He didn't know what gravity was. Einstein gave a better explanation. The curvature of space-time are warped around massive objects. We're probably going to get a better model later. Just that we don't know why things happen doesn't mean we can't do science at predictive power. So as it turns out, Eratosthenes and Ptolemy, the Ptolemaic model, was wrong. Heliocentric model is correct. It doesn't matter that they didn't know that part, or that they didn't know why something happens. Do you not understand how science works?
So if he was wrong and the Earth and the were heliocentric, do you think his experiment proved your globe?
Well, yeah, it did.
Well,
All of those experiments proved the globe. It just didn't have
absolutely,
anything to do with heliocentrism. It proved
absolutely
the Earth
not.
is a sphere.
Absolutely not, because with a local sun in like the flat Earth is, we have no shadow here and we have a shadow here, and then you could do your math and figure out what the sphericity of this flat plane is, right?
Okay.
That
So for
doesn't
that
work.
to work, how close is the sun?
How close is the sun?
How
We
close is the sun?
Yeah, the
Really
sun.
close,
The
like right
sun.
above the clouds, which we'd be able to see if you went up in a plane or a balloon,
You
and
want to
it'd
hear
be
my
like right
answer?
there. Huh?
Dave, there's tons of videos explaining how the sun is an apparent object and we all see it in a different position
Oh, there's
wherever
videos
we are.
that say
There,
dumb things,
no,
so
no,
it's
there's
true.
that show science, show experiments, and when you try to triangulate the sun, there's a problem. You can't do it. You can't triangulate the sun. So how far the sun is? Some flat earthers say it's 3,000 miles away. I don't like that answer. The math works. We can scale it and make it
The
6,000
math
miles
works.
away.
You've never done any math in your entire life. You
Hey,
just
Dave,
say the math
stop,
works.
stop,
Expect
Dave,
people to.
stop being a condescending prick.
Oh
All right,
shit.
try.
Why
Try
don't
for a
you
few
stop
minutes.
condescending to the entire human race and pretending that every scientist ever is a liar and satanic deceiver? That's much more offensive than me calling you stupid, which you are.
Dave, what is the sun?
What is the sun? It's a star.
It's a star. It's a
It's
burning.
a star.
It's a nuclear furnace that's working perfectly, and it's bending space time where it could hold on to all of the planets that go all the way out to Pluto. Is that your belief?
Well, Pluto's now a trans-Neptunian
All right.
object.
So we'll go
But
Neptune.
yes,
We'll go all right.
yes.
And then the sun's gravity ignores all of the moons because the moons are attracted to their planets, and it negates the sun.
Mhm.
That's what you believe.
What do you mean negates the sun?
Yeah,
So
negates the sun.
moons. So what you're saying is that like one of Jupiter's
I'm
moons
asking
should go
you.
flying towards the sun?
I'm
Is
not
that what
saying
you're
that.
saying?
I'm not saying that at all. I'm asking you if you
Uh-huh.
believe that the sun's gravity has no effect on moons.
Yeah, it had. You can calculate. You can see. This is what real scientists and people who understand science can do calculations. So instead of you going, I don't believe it, what you could do is you could take Newton's law of universal gravitation and take a moon, whatever moon, if you want to talk about our moon or one of Mars's or one of Jupiter's or whatever, and you could calculate a number that is the gravitational attraction between the sun and whatever moon you're talking about. And then you could do the same thing for the moon and its parent planet that it is orbiting. Which number do you think is going to be bigger, buddy? Which one do you think is going to be bigger?
And so
The
when we have-
planet, the one that it is orbiting
when
around.
we have a planetary alignment where all the planets are lining up, all of that gravity.
Hang on. You know what? Sorry. I would like you to actually just address what I just said, because this is what happens is I say something, or a flat earth debunker like myself says something that just annihilates the idiotic thing you just said, and then you just gish gallop to another point. I would like you to admit that what you just said is stupid based on what I just said.
Repeat what you said.
I just explained to you why what you said about the sun and the moon is stupid, and you just jumped to another talking point.
So you say that the gravity of the planet is holding on to these moons, and it's so much stronger. Let me finish. I'm reiterating what you say to show you how stupid it is. It's holding on to the planets, but the sun's gravity, it can hold on to the planets, hold on to distant planets, but can't affect those moons at all.
Can't affect, like I just said, you can do a calculation. Did you want to do the calculation? Do you want to do it together? Do you want to learn something today? It's called Newton's law of universal gravitation. Do you know what is in the denominator? R squared. It drops off, gravity drops off by the square of the distance. So as things get very, very far away, their gravitational influence is dramatically less, exponentially so. So when you have a moon that is right near a planet, the gravitational effect is way more than the faraway sun. Isn't that neat? Isn't that a neat thing that we can do with math and numbers that are real things that scientists do, instead of just going, it doesn't make sense, so that's dumb.
You done?
Yeah. What do you got? Do you want to address this thing, or do you want to jump right to another thing?
I want to jump to something else, because you say that the sun's gravity that can hold on to Neptune and Pluto can't affect the moon, which is way closer to it, and that the Earth's gravity overwhelms that. That's stupid. That's me saying it.
Why?
You're the
all you're saying is that's stupid. All you're saying is that's stupid.
And all
Why?
you're saying is that it works because I could do math. but it doesn't. It doesn't work.
What do you mean it doesn't?
Dave, model it. You ever know about the 3-body problem? I'm sure you know about that.
Oh, the 3-body problem. So we can't
Hey,
do
Dave,
calculations.
Stop being such a condescending prick. We already know. Just talk normal. Have a
Sorry,
discussion.
hang on one second. This is serious. This private chat keeps covering the screen. Can this stop? Why is this doing this? The private chat.
Yeah.
Like,
it shouldn't cover the chat, should it? Just trying to make sure everything's all right.
Covering the whole screen. All right. Anyway,
hang on. Yes, we're sorting it out. There seems to be a problem with Sean's. I can't hear you, Sean.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what's going on. I've been watching Sean every now and then, just chatting away, and we've not been hearing him. There's tons of important snippets of information lost forever to the ethers of the internet. How?
I tell you what, though, just as an observer, right? Remember, neither of these horses are mine. I've got a different horse in the race, right? So it's fun to watch from the sideline to see how these other horses are getting on with each other, right? These horses are eating pasta and cheese and bologna, Big Macs and shit. That's not a horse's diet, right? Feed your horse. It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
How are you guys doing? There's a lot of back and forth, isn't it? It's a very, dare I say it, American debate, isn't it? It's insults and stuff.
Well, here's the thing. I would like to get off of the lights in the sky because I'd rather talk about the shape of the Earth.
Because they destroy the flat Earth?
Well, you say that, but the lights in the sky have nothing to do with the flat Earth.
Okay, so this was my first talking point. Were we going to do the talking points that we prepared? Because my first talking point is about this, and it is an absolute annihilation of flat Earth. That's why you don't want to talk about it. That's why you say, why do we look at the things in the sky to figure out the shape of the Earth? Because that's how we figured it out 2,000 years ago, by looking at the stars. Can I show my slide that shows this? Okay, here we go. Observation of the stars. Next one. Can you? You're controlling it, right? Do I just tell you when to go? Okay, so if you're in the northern hemisphere looking at the North Pole, then hang on. All this stuff is covering. I can't even see the text. I think I remember what it says. Anyway, if you're looking at the North Pole in the northern hemisphere, the stars rotate counterclockwise. Go to the next one. If you are in the southern hemisphere looking at the South Pole, the stars rotate clockwise. Next one. How does this make sense on a flat Earth? Sorry, this is a screenshot from one of my videos. So in the video, they're rotating in different directions. Why would two people on a flat pizza land look at the sky and see a sky that is rotating in different ways? Next one. And furthermore, why can't we all see the same stars? There are stars that you can only see in the northern towards the northern hemisphere, and stars you can only see in the southern hemisphere. Next one. On a globe, this makes perfect sense. If you're in the northern hemisphere looking at the North Pole, east is to your right. If you are in the southern hemisphere looking at the South Pole, east is to your left. Next one. And the reason we can't see certain stars is because you can't see through the Earth. Next one. That's why in the northern hemisphere we can't see the Southern Cross. That's why in the southern hemisphere we can't see Polaris. Next one. Almost done.
The Southern Cross, right? Keep that in mind, what I've been telling you guys. The cross is the lens, right? Whenever you hear the cross, they're talking about the lens, right? Like I said, if tomorrow goes well, if we get Chief in the building and even my brother Machine, we'll have a good build tomorrow. If not, don't worry. We'll go Friday on the main channel. Sorry, Saturday on the main channel, and I'll expose it all to you guys, right? The cross is the lens. That's Jesus, right? But let's keep going.
Quick one here. So it actually gets a lot worse than that in the southern hemisphere because you've taken a globe and you've unwrapped it. The southern hemisphere makes absolutely no sense. People in the southern hemisphere who are all looking at the Southern Cross are somehow supposed to be, we're believing that they're all looking in completely different directions and seeing the same object often at the same time. Next one. Go to the next slide.
It might be that because Ash is doing this. Oh, has he
Oh.
done it? Is it works?
Yeah, that's it. I think this is the last one. So again, on a globe, south actually means something. People who are looking south are all looking at the South Pole. They're all looking in the same direction. So that's why they all see the same thing, such as an object like the Southern Cross.
All right, can you go
I
back
think
to
that's the
first-
last one.
Let me go through the
just
slides. Let me
check
go
if it's the next one.
Yeah.
Check if it's the last one.
And if you can go back to the first one, that would be great. So in your world, we have people standing upside down, and you're assuming hemispheres on a sphere.
What do you mean upside down? What do you mean
Well-
upside down? What
Well,
does that mean?
compare their feet are antipodal to my feet. People in the south.
Okay, so yours are upside down compared to them.
I'm-
What's the
well,
difference?
I'm
What's
saying
down on a globe?
I'm not saying. I'm just saying people are upside down to each other halfway across the world.
So
if we can go back to the original slide, so I can remember all the points he made, so I can address them.
He said so. People are upside down. And he said so. No way. They should have touched on that one there, because no way they can be upside down.
That would be fantastic.
I think the issue is that Ash, the producer, is having some issues with his internet and isn't able to do it. Sorry about this, guys. We're usually
Yeah.
quite good with the tech and everything.
So
yeah,
I'll try to.
I can tell you the points again.
I'd rather just see the points rather than hear you say them again.
Okay.
If the, I don't know, he can't change it back.
I don't think so. He's in like the Philippines or something mad like that. So he's having some difficulties with it, and I think Sean is as well. Good thing I'm here, saving the day.
Okay, look,
but yeah,
it was that in the northern hemisphere, the celestial sphere rotates counterclockwise. In the southern
I got it.
hemisphere, rotates clockwise,
let me
and
respond.
we can't see certain stars.
You don't have to do the whole presentation. You can just remind
That
me
was
what the
it.
slide
Go
was.
ahead.
So no matter where you are in the world, all of the stars, all the lights in the sky from the things that we call planets, wandering stars, sun and moon, they all rise in the east, set in the west. If I'm standing on a flat Earth looking out to the south, the stars are coming from my left. If I'm standing in the north, looking at the north, the stars are coming from my right. That explains the opposite direction.
No,
And
you
when-
just
No, I
explain
didn't.
anything.
You don't
How
understand.
on the flat Earth, how do people see the sky rotating in different directions?
Because
Explain
you're
that.
facing in different directions, David.
What do you mean
all the
facing in
stars-
different directions?
I will explain. If I'm
wait,
standing
hang
here-
on. Speaking of facing in different directions, Flat Earth Day, because we've changed the angles a bit, you're a bit off the screen. There, that's it. You look
I
good
got
now.
it. It would be better if you can make me widescreen so I can show what I'm showing. But
okay, well there you go. And I'll just say, Sean's just saying that his thing is freezing, so I guess he'll be back when he can. But for now, you keep going.
So on a flat Earth, if we have a flat Earth, north is to the center, south is every direction away from the center. So if the stars are going this way from my right shoulder to left shoulder, I'm looking at the North Star, they're going one way. When I turn around and I look at the south away from the center, they're coming from my left shoulder to my right shoulder. They just changed directions. Okay, there's no argument there. There's nothing to argue. That works.
Okay, now do clockwise and counterclockwise,
Well, it
because
doesn't
that's really
matter.
what we're talking about. What do you mean it
Again-
doesn't matter?
Again,
You're
David,
talking about a direction. I'm talking about clockwise versus counterclockwise
And-
when you're looking at the
and Dave,
poles.
the optics
The
of the sky.
poles.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, you say the poles. So getting back to your point where you have somebody in Santiago, somebody in Johannesburg, and somebody in Australia, when they see the Southern Cross, well, they don't see it at the same time. They see it 12 hours apart from Santiago.
They don't see it at the same time, so people
wait,
looking
so-
south can't see the night sky at the same time.
David, if you
Mhm.
understand what the flat Earth model is, if somebody's in Santiago,
You don't have a
and-
model.
listen.
Oh shit! Oh no! Why'd you have to do that? He said you don't have a model. That's wild. He said you don't have a model. Come on, don't do him like that. Don't do him like that. Surely Dave's got a model. Surely this is his own, research. Surely. Or is it just recycled stuff that everybody's saying? You got anything about the moon as a reflection stuff they were saying in the 8th century and 18th century? You got anything like that? What about you, globe boy? You smirk on your face. You got anything like that? No. All right, let's keep going.
Yeah.
Stop being a dick. Okay.
You stop
If-
being a dick.
if some-
Your entire existence is being a dick to
Hey,
all of science. So stop telling me to stop being a dick.
Keep going.
Mhm.
So somebody's in Santiago and it's midnight. They're looking at the Southern Cross. Well, somebody in Australia that's looking south, they're looking at the noon sun. You tell me how they can
Noon
see the
sun?
sun.
How
The noon
many
sun.
how many time zones apart are they? Are they 12 time zones apart?
Well, at noon, close to noon, right?
Okay, no, first of all, not close to noon, but it doesn't matter. How about you go 4 hours apart? Why don't you go 4 time zones apart? They should still be looking in completely different directions. 12 midnight, 4 a.m., night sky, both looking south, both can see the Southern Cross. On your pizza world should be looking in completely different directions. Explain that.
Dave, when the only time that can happen is in Johannesburg and Santiago. And if you add magnetic declination in there, they're both looking in the same direction.
Magnetic declination?
Yeah.
So you think just saying the word magnet is going to be an argument here that's going to work for you?
Look up the magnetic declinations of those areas. You don't know what direction you're facing, right? There's certain areas of Antarctica that the magnetic declination is 170 degrees. So when your compass says north is that way, it's 170 degrees the other way, according to, NOAA or whoever's in charge of that, right?
Look, you can dress it up however you want. We're talking about looking this way and looking that way, and they see the same thing. And you're fixating on Santiago and Johannesburg because you think that they're far enough apart that they're not going to both be nighttime. I'm telling you, you can go any distance apart. Just go from Perth to Sydney, right? That's far enough apart that if you're both looking directly south, you're looking in different directions, and you can see the same thing. You cannot explain that. That's why you're trying to throw out jargon to confuse people.
I'm not trying to throw out jargon to confuse people, David.
That's exactly what you're doing.
When you're looking towards the same area. You're looking towards the same area. And
but on your pizza world, south is a different direction for every longitude line. Do you not understand that? On your pizza land, right? You have all these longitude lines. Directly south is towards your magic ice wall. Everybody looking south is looking in a different direction.
Magic ice wall.
Yeah. So stop trying to skip to something else, right? Are you denying that longitude lines, everybody on your pizza world is all looking in a completely different direction when they look south?
NASA or NOAA, they tell us, what longitude lines you're talking about. They tell us that the magnetic declination is a different direction. So we're listening.
Do they, or are you just randomly grasping at words to try to make sense of something that is absolutely unexplainable for you?
David, it's not true. And the optics in the sky, again, do not prove the shape of the earth. You say that
I just did prove it with that. So I don't know what to tell you.
Let's move on.
So I'm sorry, guys.
Do you want to move on
my entire
from
system
this thing?
Crashed.
I want to move on from looking at the lights in the sky to figure out. Yeah, we hear you.
Because I prove the Earth is a sphere by using that. Is that why you want to move on?
No, not at all.
Well,
we hear you. We don't care.
It is.
What talking point?
We hear you, but we don't care.
What talking point are we on right now?
These guys are bloody hilarious. Oh man. Boy!
Yo, London, what is up, dude?
What is going on? Hey, this is hilarious. This is hilarious.
Oh, well, it's cringe too. Dude. That guy, Professor Dave, he's grown fat. He's grown fat.
He's grown fat.
Hey, but I can't comment in your chat anymore. I'm not allowed to say anything. I don't
Why
know what
has
happened.
it been timed out?
Huh?
You've been timed out.
No, it doesn't say that either. It just says error, try again. But I tried again. It doesn't matter what I say. I can't say anything. So it's not like I'm blocked or anything. I just don't know what happened.
Did you reset your phone?
No, I'm on the
this other thing.
Yeah.
Did you reset that?
It happened, and then I could. No.
Okay, I don't know. First time I'm hearing that happen to a mod as well. That's crazy.
Right? That's weird.
And
I didn't say anything too weird. I just said schmuck face. you know, about Professor Dave, of course. I mean,
Yeah.
that fucking schmuck face, dude. I mean, you must be really stupid to keep it up that long, you know?
What? Try and type something again. Let me see if I can see anything. I've just seen Tizzle in the building. He said he can see you. Oh, Tizzle said he can see you.
No, but he can't see any of my comments that I made
Oh,
in the last 10 minutes.
last 10 minutes.
Let me see, like, I will say anything. I will say, huh? And it won't be allowed.
Let me see if I can see anything on the
See,
how
it
would you
says
call it?
error. Try again.
Let me see if I can see it on the StreamYard side of it. Yeah, nothing's
Let
come
me
through.
show. Yeah, let me show you. Let me show you what happens. Right?
Mm.
You see this, right? I just say, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And it says error.
Mm-hmm.
Try again.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll try again. Huh? I think nobody sees that in chat because it
Yeah.
seems that that's weird.
That's strange.
Never had that before.
Strange. And it's not like you put anything suspicious in the chat. So
Only thing I said was schmuck, so I tried smug, or you know, I tried to spell it different. I thought was, oh, that's not it.
what that is. And I can't see you in normally I could see you in the StreamYard if anything, but it's nothing.
Right?
Oh, hold on, what's this? Is that how long? 7:35. Okay, that might have been your last one.
See, I'm trying to chat, but it doesn't register.
Yeah, that was your last one.
Yeah, the last comment was R.
Oh
because
no.
that's
Oh,
when I,
yeah.
yeah, that's when I noticed, and somehow R got through, but yeah, after that,
I got through.
yeah,
Shit. Yeah,
that's what
nothing.
makes it even weirder. Like what? Yeah.
Yeah. Arr. Excellent. Cool. Let's get back to this
Never mind.
little video here. Salute to the grand old chat room. Much love. Somewhere in time.
I just finished proving the Earth is a sphere by looking at stars, something that we've been doing for thousands of years.
Yeah, so says you. Go ahead.
Yeah, and everybody who's ever lived. So NASA isn't gonna really help you with that one. Sorry, buddy. They started in the 1950s.
All right, so we've got a talking point from Dave, which is the Bible has 200 references to the flat Earth. Every major ancient civilization cosmology depicts the Earth as flat.
That's from me or from Dave?
That is
I would
from
never say
you,
that.
I think.
That's not from me. That's not from me.
It's from Ash. It's from Ash.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a Bible believer, you know, from page 1 in the Bible, it says God separated the waters from the waters and created the firmament. That's all interesting, but you know, I don't use the Bible as science because science will show us on a ball Earth, Dave.
Yep.
You have to have a physical horizon, right? If my fingernail is a boat, as it goes away, it disappears below a physical horizon, and zooming in will not bring it back. However, we can see too far. They say the ball is 24,901 miles around, but we can see things that are way, way, way farther. And with infrared, now we're seeing things 500 to 1,000 miles away. The amount of curvature.
No, you're not.
I know, yeah, we
You're
are.
not.
Go look at Jay Tolan Media's channel.
Oh,
It's
go
amazing.
look at some
And
lies that a flat earther said. That is real evidence.
Dave, it's well documented. You haven't looked at it. And then when you say the curvature formula is a parabola, I absolutely agree. It is. Over 1,000 miles, it gets off a little bit, but anything under 1,000 miles, all three formulas come within a very close proximity of each other.
Yeah,
right?
but the problem is you can't do math, so you just do the math wrong.
Well, you just say that, but if you look at all of the curvature formulas under 1,000 miles, it's perfectly accurate. And then you think that we're spinning.
That's another thing, right? When people use that phrase, you don't know how to do math, your math is wrong, right? There's no math in the truth. You just have truth is the truth. You don't take no scientist, or you don't need numbers to find out the truth. It's like when people say, "What's your IQ?" I'm like, "Fuck you mean, what's my IQ? Like, are you streetwise?" Right? You want to talk about IQ and all this stuff, and people say, "What's the maths?" That's one thing that always throws me off when I hear people debate and stuff, or they're talking with one another and they say stuff like that. Everybody's smart at something else, right? So it's when they say stuff like that, it just defeats the whole point of having a conversation, in my opinion. Yeah, it's wild.
At 1,000 miles an hour, and we don't feel it, and we're changing, we're changing directions. How is that possible? How about when the Earth comes around comes around towards the sun in the winter, in our northern winter, it's speeding up and taking its sharpest turn, and then we don't feel any of those forces?
Sharpest turn. Okay, so this one's really hilarious to me. So the sun goes around the Earth, or sorry, the Earth goes around the sun in how long? How long does it take?
A year.
A year, right? So why don't you go ahead and get in a car and do a 360 turn and make it take a year? Are you going to feel that?
Dave, that's not a
Let's
fair...
break it down. 360 degrees, 365 days. That's about a degree a year, right? Why don't you get in a car and drive for 20
Wow, he's really appealing to a very stupid audience, isn't he? He's really appealing to a very
He
stupid
is. He said a degree a year.
Wow. I mean,
no, he
upon
didn't.
that, it's also spinning on its axis once a day. So he's like he's leaving out so many other spins and rotations. It's so stupid. He's really appealing to a very, very stupid audience, almost as thick as his body is. Oh, jeez. Professor Dave, thank you for growing fat. Da, da, da.
Oh gosh.
It suits him very well. I mean, he wears it like he should.
Hey, tell me this. Is he
I mean, look at the guy. I mean, can you see what body goes beneath that even?
Yeah, he's got a mum and dad body in one.
Mm-hmm.
What's I gonna say? What is he? Is he is he a small hat?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
But he looks like fun. Yeah. Gotta give it to him. He's got the look. He's got the look.
He's got the look. Oh man, let's keep going.
20.
Do you know what? In this position right here, right? Flat Earth Day kind of looks like my bloody thumbnail. His face. He's got that, like his jaw. Look at his jaw, like it goes in like an ET.
He's tense. He's tense, dude. He's tense,
boy. Like he's eating his bottom jaw. Where's it gone? Where's his? What the fuck? All right, cool.
One straight line
4 hours
from his ear to his chin.
By 1 degree.
Yeah.
Are you gonna feel that?
That would be equivalent to this. People say, "Well, I'm just trying to think of the easiest."
I'm just trying to think of something to say that will make sense.
Stop being a dick, right? Imagine you want to compare that.
Man.
If you want to compare that to reality, imagine you're in an airplane where you remove the outer shell of the airplane, you double the speed of the airplane, and you nosedive 2 miles a minute. Okay, and that just to follow the curve of the Earth. That's the speed that the Earth is curving. And when something's moving and it's curving, that's acceleration. Okay. So
big words.
Just this acceleration's a big word.
Well, when it is for you, because you're not.
Oh gosh, boy, he's letting everything get to him. He's letting everything get to him, boy. It's working. The trolls are working. He's using his troll tactics. He said acceleration's a big
Something's
word.
got to give, right? I mean, something's got to give.
Yeah. Oh shit, this is funny. Let's keep going.
using it properly.
So-
Acceleration is rate of change in velocity. So you're
Well,
using
when
it
you
like it's
when you
velocity.
change
So you
off
don't
of
know
your
what
vector,
acceleration
when
means.
you change off of your vector, that force is equal to acceleration. Okay.
Yeah, but I just told
and
you,
don't-
right? It takes a
Dave,
year to go around the sun. What?
So-
How much are you feeling? Do you want to calculate it? Should we
Dave,
calculate
I'm
it together?
talking about the spin of the Earth. The
Okay.
spin of the Earth. The spin of the Earth. Right. You're
The
dropping
spin of
at
the Earth is constant.
2
We
miles
do
a
not
minute.
feel.
You're falling, like if you take a point in space and you go for an hour, you're falling.
See,
at the
okay, Dave totally missed his chance there because when he said, "Shall we calculate it together?" He doesn't want to calculate. He hopes and he knows that Dave is not gonna entertain that. And by the way, Professor Dave, I don't think he calculates that much himself either. I think he did none of the calculations that he's so-called referring to. Dude, no, that's just not true. He's not. He doesn't have any calculations at hand or by hand. He's just gonna Google it, or he has a handler or a producer on his side, and he might give him some data, and that's it. You know, come on.
Oh shit.
Right? I
Mm-mm.
mean, what do you think? And the guy in the left top corner, he looks a bit strung out. Like, where, oh, dude, I need just one more sniff, because you know I
Oh,
haven't had one for 3 days. I could do with one. You know, he's just
Mm-mm.
what a bunch, what a motley crew.
Mm-mm. Yeah, I bet they're all paid to be there. Tell you that much.
Man, I hope so. I hope so. I hope somebody's getting paid to do this because
Mm.
let's play Clue.
Okay, it's ridiculous, right? You are
Yeah,
curving
see-
off of your line of your trajectory.
This
You're
one I think I figured out, and I think this one is genuine confusion on your part. So I don't want to hold this one again.
I just saw what you meant. Let's play Clue. That's that game, right? That's that game. Is that the one where you got to knock them down and then kind of you got to guess who's wearing what, right? Is that the one?
It's like was it the butler in the library with the rope or with the candlestick? That game.
What's that other game where you got to knock the cards down of the people? Like I've got a set of red pictures and you got.
I think that's Guess Who
Oh, Guess Who? Okay, that's it. Okay, Guess Who? There you
in
go.
English. I'm not sure in
Yeah.
English, but
I think so. It could be that one. Okay.
Against you as much as other lies you tell, which are just blatant lies. This one is just you not understanding. You're trying to compare motion within the atmosphere of the Earth. So you're like, oh my gosh, something going through the atmosphere so fast and it's crazy and we feel it, versus motion in frictionless space. Do you not understand that that's not the same thing? Right? There's the atmosphere on Earth is very thick. There's a lot of friction. Right. So when you try to move through air, there's friction and you
Doesn't
feel
matter.
it.
It doesn't matter.
What
if
do you
that
mean it
air is-
doesn't matter?
If that air is spinning with the Earth, which you have to believe in your model, you would feel
Doesn't
that,
matter.
You would feel that motion. If you're in an airplane,
Why would you
close,
feel the motion? Why
because
would
you're
you feel the
changing-
motion?
Because your energy is changing directions, and you would
Your
have a
energy
force.
is changing
wait,
directions.
What about eclipses, guys? What about
hold on.
eclipses?
Hold on,
That's
hold on.
my
We
third
gotta-
talking point. I hope we get to it.
Let's finish this point.
Okay.
Your mainstream science says that because of the spin of the Earth, because of the centrifugal force, that the water bulges at the equator 14 miles high.
What?
This is what Neil deGrasse Tyson and science tells us about the spin of the Earth. The water
it
at the
doesn't.
equator, yes, it does. It
No,
bulges
it
14
doesn't.
miles high. It makes the Earth 29 miles wider
bul-
at the equator.
No, that's the Earth, not the water. What are you talking about? Are you a moron, dude? The radius. This is what happened. You're very confused.
So let me ask you a question.
No, stop, because you just said a very specific number, and I know why you said that number. The diameter of the Earth is about 27 miles greater at the equator. That's the whole Earth. You're trying to pretend that it's all water, that there's just this big thing of water that's 14 miles. Is that what you're genuinely trying to say? Are you that stupid?
Well, that's what Neil deGrasse Tyson says. But let's
No,
just
he
say,
didn't say that.
I'll go with you. The Earth is bulging. So does that
Yeah.
mean that large bodies of water at rest near the equator, if you hung a plumb line over it, that it wouldn't be perpendicular to the surface of the water. It would be off just a little bit because of that bulge? Or does
Why?
gravity? Well,
What is
gravity
the
was
what does the
gravity's
bulge of
pulling
the equator have to do with the water?
well, because the gravity pulls everything to the center of the Earth in
Yeah.
your whole world. And if we have a bulge at the equator, a plumb line, which should be vertical, it should be perpendicular to the water, would not be perpendicular to the water because the water
Why?
would be sloping away because we have a bulge.
What do you mean
bulge something
sloping
up.
away? Okay, a bulge isn't. First of all, you're as I just said, this has nothing to do with the water. It's the shape of the Earth itself. So you're just completely wrong anyway. But second of all, this is the thing with you guys. You think that the curvature of the Earth is supposed to be? You're talking about a plumb line. Do you think that the curvature of the Earth is supposed to be like this or something? Do you have no idea how big the Earth is? Do you not understand that the curvature is not detectable at the surface of the Earth? It's really big. It's a really big planet.
It's undetectable, but it's there. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? It's science. We cannot detect it, but it's there. I mean, he actually said that. It's undetectable. It's the curve is undetectable. Okay. Thank you, Professor. Thank you, Professor.
He said it.
He said it. The curve's undetectable.
Over the horizon, but we can't see the curve, right? Dave, according to your math, there's certain things that should be behind a curve at certain distances, but we can see too far. We can see too
but we
far.
can't. You just lie about them. You just
do you
said
mean by
earlier
lie?
that we can see things 1,000 miles away. Are you out of your mind? Everybody should be able to take a telescope then and see something 1,000 miles away. Why can't they?
Dave, you don't know where it was taking it from. It's infrared cameras. Go look at JTOL and Media One
Oh.
and watch all of the. He
He's the
documents it.
special one. He can do it. Nobody else can do it.
Actually,
Nobody
no,
else
other-
can
other
get
people
this
can do it.
footage.
So-
Oh, but they don't.
Dave, let me ask you a
They
question.
just don't because they don't feel like it.
Do you believe that the ground is horizontal?
It's almost perfectly horizontal. Yes.
Okay, are horizontals parallel?
If you
Are horizontals parallel? That's a
if
question.
I think what you're trying to ask is if you have parallel planes, right? If you have two flat planes, can they be made parallel? Yes, two flat planes can
That's
be
not what
made
I'm saying.
parallel. Well, what are you saying? Because nobody has
what
any
I'm
clue
saying
what you're
is-
saying.
If you have a horizontal line on Earth, then there's only one point that would be touching the Earth, and the rest would just rise up into space. But all horizontal lines line up with the horizontal horizon. Okay, they're all parallel.
Do they, or do they just look like that because your eyes suck and they can't distinguish between arc seconds of angle?
All right. Well, let me phrase it this way.
Looking like it perfectly overlaps doesn't mean that it perfectly overlaps.
Only
Hey,
got
Right?
10
Just because
minutes
the
left.
horizon
Only
looks flat
10
doesn't
minutes
mean
left.
it's perfectly
I don't-
flat.
10 minutes left, guys, to move on to eclipses.
10 minutes left. I didn't even get to do all my. I did one of my things.
I gotta,
13 minutes.
my
Let's-
question is, the
let's move
top
on
of the
to
World Trade
eclipses.
Towers, when they were up, are those floors larger than the lower floors? Because for them to be perpendicular, they would have to get larger, right?
How far apart were they? How far apart were the towers?
I don't know, but I'm asking you about one tower.
Okay, but it doesn't look. You're okay. It doesn't matter. We're talking about the distance between the towers or the width of a tower. Do you know how much curvature there is over such a small distance? It is so small that it is 100% negligible. What are you not understanding about that? The Earth is really big.
So do you believe that horizontal lines are parallel?
If you make them parallel, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about horizontal lines on Earth. When you're, surveying the land and you have a horizontal line, another one, another one, another one, are they parallel?
If you make them parallel, they're not lines, right? They're not actual lines. Do you know that lines are just approximations, right? We can draw lines, we can graph lines and do math in perfect Euclidean geometry. The Earth has a spherical surface. So yeah, we can go, that's a line and that's a line. And if we're just looking at less than a mile, yeah, it looks really straight, but it's not because the Earth is a sphere. So you're not comprehending scale. That's the problem.
Has anybody measured curvature in large body of water at rest? Large body of water needs a container to hold it in place. And has anyone measured any curvature on resting water? Don't tell me your drop and your wave, which is in your stupid video that got 10 million views.
Drop and wave. I don't even know what you're talking about.
You talked about water curves. And you showed a drop of
Oh
water.
yeah.
and a
Okay,
wave.
no, I know what you're talking about.
That is just a complete straw man.
Well,
nonsense.
it's not, but actually, this is what's funniest to me is that your flat Earth, you debunk yourself with this level water thing, because the funny thing is that so tides exist, right? And so on your little pizza world, tides are these little mounds of water that kind
Pizza
of
world.
travel around. I don't really know how else you're going to explain this, but right, tides exist, right?
Yeah, they do, but they don't correlate to the sun and the moon. There's
Stop.
no,
Stop.
Yeah.
No sun in the moon. No sun and moon. There are the water levels go up and down, right? And in different places, not everywhere at the same time, right?
Yeah,
So
but
on your
you
little
bel-
pizza world,
you
you've got a
believe
little
and you're-
hold on,
you-
you get a little mound of water that's just kind of traveling around. So I'm sorry, but water isn't level on your pizza world either.
Dave, what causes your high tides? The moon?
What causes tides? The moon
Yeah.
and well, there's solar tides and there's lunar tides.
Right. And so when there's a new moon, which means the sun and the moon are
Yeah.
on the same side of the earth, the tide should be bigger. But there's
Solar
not. There's bigger
tides.
tides
Never
when
heard
they're
of
No, it
opposing.
is.
No, they're not.
No, it is.
You're absolutely wrong.
No, I'm not. And you
right.
can Google it right now. What are
Yeah.
you talking about? When the solar and lunar tides align, that's the highest tide.
Right, guys,
You're
we've
just
done that. We've
saying
got
it's
to-
not because you're
Yeah.
just lying.
I'm being pushed by Ash to move on to
No.
day/night regions of illumination.
Okay.
Right, what does that mean?
Oh,
Uh,
well, that's my second thing. I can try. I'll do it super fast. I'll do it as fast as possible.
Go on. Do you need him to put the thing up?
Yeah.
Yeah, he might not be able to do that. Sean, what are you thinking?
The system has crashed. That's why I got kicked off.
I mean, I can try to. I mean, you kind of need the visual, but I mean, I'll wing it if you guys want.
Please wing
We
it.
don't. We're not going to get
I
the
think
slides.
so.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
sorry about that.
So this is the funny thing about your pizza world is that in the northern hemisphere things are kind of okay, not really, but in the southern hemisphere it all goes to crap. And so to try to explain night and day and seasons, which you absolutely cannot do, you try to make the sun go way out towards the bottom, and you think that works because it makes it the longer nights.
Did you notice how he said in the northern hemisphere, it kind of makes sense what he's saying, but when it comes to the southern, it's all over the place. I think that's probably in reference to maybe what I was telling you guys about how, the original globe is the eye, meaning the north is the would be the UK and Ireland, right? That's the original globe. The outer orbis, what they call it, the globe. The Greeks call it the outer orbis. So that's why he probably referenced him. He might be half right with the globe over there on the north side, but when it comes to the southern side, he said his math was all wrong with that one. Meaning possibly when they're talking about the globe being pear-shaped, right? Could they be talking about the brain on the southern side? Right? I've heard him mention it pear-shaped to a degree. When you look at the brain, that's kind of pear-shaped as well. So that's what I think there. I think that's where their maths is a bit different with each other, because one's talking about maybe the north and one's talking about the south.
Right, up in the north. But the problem is in the southern hemisphere, everything is terrible because you've got the sun way out towards the edge, and therefore it shouldn't be able to illuminate very much of the earth. But in the southern hemisphere, in like December and January, you've got regions like towards the southern ends of those continents that are almost day almost all day. So you've got 19, 20 hours of daylight. So you've got this sun that's traveling around way out towards the edge, because this is how you like to do it. And it is somehow illuminating almost all of the outer regions of your pizza world, and yet it is somehow not illuminating the center because areas towards the North Pole have 24 hours of night at that time. So unfortunately, you can't do the like Antarctica isn't real, so the South Pole, that's not a thing. These are places where people live.
We don't say Antarctica is not real. We don't say that at all. You say
No,
that.
you say the South Pole isn't real.
We don't.
Even though there's people who go there and work there, and
people work at the South Pole.
yeah,
prove it. Okay, so
you can get a job there. Did you know that civilians can get jobs?
So the way it
you
works,
should apply for one. I think that'd be a cool video for you to
Dave,
do.
on your upside down world, on your ball world, in the north, Norway and northern Alaska, we have the 24-hour sun in June. Okay, and we see the sun, and it's been filmed by millions of people, and you can watch the sun circle around. Makes perfect sense on a ball. Makes perfect sense on flat Earth. We're on the same page there. But 12 months,
Yeah, not really, but
6 months
bit too-
later, 6 months later, at equal
Yeah.
southern latitudes, you should see the same. But there's no video
Yeah, you
of
do.
the. No, you don't. There's no video of the 24-hour sun. There's 3 or 4 fake videos, clearly
Yes.
fake, taken apart. I'm talking, right? I didn't interrupt you. And there's no 24-hour sun. The sun antarcts away from you. It comes towards you and it goes away.
Okay.
Unlike the Arctic where it's circling around. I'm still talking. Okay. And there's no 24 hours of daylight. But if you add a dome in there, and again, we're looking at the lights in the sky, which is something that doesn't prove either. When you bring the sun closer to the dome, it wraps around, and we could show you this. Get a dome, get a glass, move the light, and you'll see that the light wraps around, and that's exactly what we see in Antarctica.
Okay, so I know that you can do your fun little middle school science project where you have a little, serving tray thing and you make a flashlight do funny things, but you cannot make it actually. So this is why you have your dumb little app, your little thing in your sun and stuff. It doesn't actually show the regions of actual daylight and nighttime. It just shows like a little cartoon. You don't actually see, it doesn't actually do these patterns. So when you're called out on this, instead of going, oh, my app shows the actual patterns and this crazy arc that would make sense. So first of all, I'm sorry, even though there are videos at the South Pole, I'm sorry that Antarctica is not where a bunch of people live. So we don't have all of these videos like we do way up towards the North Pole. But again, as I said, the way southern region of Argentina, like I did in my video, Ushuaia or whatever it's called.
Which cartoon do you like? Which cartoon do you like the best showing Antarctica?
What do you mean, which cartoon?
Which cartoon? There's no pictures of Antarctica from space.
Okay, well, there are, so that's really dumb. But
No,
let me
there's not.
continue demolishing. Okay, stop. I'm going to continue demolishing the idiotic thing you just said earlier. So you can do your little thing. Flat Earthers love to do their little middle school science projects. So okay, you've got the thing and blah, blah, blah. So why can't your Flat Earth app do it? Why can't you actually show the regions of day and night? Why can't you look at that and go, yeah, look at that. I see the light illuminating this part of the Flat Earth. Right, and I can see that we have 20 hours of sunlight in southern Argentina, and I can see that you just have a little cartoon doing nonsense, and then all of your idiot people who buy that thing, they're not like, oh, that looks cool, and they don't actually look at what it does at all, right? Why can't you have it show that, right?
It shows pretty accurately the amount of day and night, but I can't
No, it
show it.
doesn't.
Well, I can't show it because the farther if on the latitude line that you're on. It's different where you are, so I have to kind of blend them together. It's just a tool to show
the amount of day and night depends. The amount of day and night that objectively happens in a place depends on your latitude.
Absolutely, 100% on your ball too. When I'm in the north,
I don't think you understand. I don't think you understand what I just said.
No, you don't understand what I just said.
No, I definitely know that you're not saying anything. I'm saying that in that town in Argentina, there is an objective time where the sun rises and sets.
Yes,
and
but
where you are doesn't change that.
There's no place that you have 17 hours of sun. You have daylight. Daylight is the illumination of the sky. It's not the sun.
From the sun.
No, the sun is.
You're saying that daylight is not from the sun?
Absolutely. So if the sun.
No, he twisted his words there. Oh, he got it. Did you see what he did there, boy? Oh my gosh. He got him. He got him. Because what Dave said there was correct. But, sorry, Flat Earth Dave said was correct. They don't see 17 hours of the sun. They may see illumination from the sun, right? Meaning the light. And then Dave flipped it around and said something like, are you saying they don't see the sun? But Flat Earth Dave thought he meant, are you not seeing the sunlight? And he just bamboozled him in his own question, right? And look, he's happy about it now. He's clapping. And this other Sean guy is delightful. Look at him. I'm getting paid.
But it only works when you have a stupid audience, right?
Hey, I tell you this much. It should have been Z up there. This would have never happened if it was Z. Z would have demanded his respect. He wouldn't have to have said much. Just by saying a few words, this Dave guy would have realized, oh, this guy's real. I can't really say drop the math one that I did on Dave.
Yeah. Flat Earth Dave. Yeah, Flat Earth Dave is a bit too staunched of a flat earther, a bit too old of a. He's not flexible and not young enough to do this. He's knowledgeable,
Young
right?
enough.
He is knowledgeable enough, but it's not about knowledge anymore, right? It's not about knowledge anymore. I mean, we're dealing with stupid people, you know, and in the eyes of stupid people, Professor Dave wins, you know, and stupid Sean with his happy head, with his fucking smiley face. I mean, he looks more like a Chinese than anybody on the panel.
He just bamboozled him there, bro. Like he had something to stand on right there, but he bamboozled him. Look at he's happy, like, yeah, I got him, shekels, I got him, Yeah.
Where is it from?
What's making the sunlight then?
No. The sun is lighting up the sky. It's
See?
like a photographer. You have your main light, and then you have your backlight. The sky is the daylight. When the sun is on the east side of your house, right on the horizon, go to the back side of your house. You can read the newspaper. Well, where's that? That sunlight's not. What's it going through your house? It's lighting up the sky.
It's
and that's
scattered by atmospheric particles.
That's what
It's
you
still
say.
sunlight.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you say to say a thing that
Dave,
explains
how
why what
come-
I just said
how
is
come-
stupid, and I have
how
no
come-
way to combat it.
How come nobody has filmed the 24-hour sun in Antarctica?
They have. You just say it's a lie.
Show us,
They
show us,
have, and
bring
you
it,
just go,
bring it.
"Oh, that's fake."
No, I haven't seen 24 hours of sun in Antarctica. It always cuts, then it loops. So yeah, he's right there. He's right there. I haven't seen it.
No, we don't. We don't just go, "Oh, that's fake." We
But
show
guess
you how
what?
it's fake.
That's why in my video I don't talk about Antarctica, because you just say it's fake. That's why I picked southern Argentina, because people live there and they have 19 hours of daylight, and you can't explain it because it's this
I did
huge.
explain it. You can't
No, you didn't.
understand
You
it.
just said there's a
Absolutely.
glass thing in the flashlight. You're just
Right.
doing a middle school science project. You're not actually explaining anything. You're just going, "Oh, I did a thing in my living room, so all of science is wrong." That's what you're doing.
You don't.
The globe. I wish I had this slide, because the
again,
globe.
Dave, the optics of the sky are no way to prove the shape of the Earth. You can.
Well, they are.
Yeah. Well,
And
that's
I
in
just
your
did it
world.
twice.
Yeah. Well,
And you have no
keep
way to
claiming
combat
it.
anything I just said. So
Keep-
that's
keep
why
claiming
you
it.
say that thing over
Can I
and
just
over again.
interrupt here? Flat Earth Dave, what would it
Did he just say the optics of the Earth, or did I mishear that? Anyway.
take? Because I think Dave is saying that, you know, people live in Ushuaia and that they have this, and you could just go and ask the people, though. You could go, what would it take to convince you, and how important is it? Why is it important to you to hold this belief? What does it mean to you?
It's not important to hold the belief. I'm looking for the truth. And if the globe was true, then when in Antarctica in December, you should be able to see the sun circle all the way around without jumping.
And you do.
You can.
Dave,
I've seen loads of documentaries where that happens.
You can't. You cannot see it. It's absolutely untrue. And we show the best one that they have. They show it 24 hours of the sun going around. And when it comes around, not only is it the same clouds, the sun is in a completely different position, like months different position. So it's all camera trickery, and it's provable. It's not just us saying it. So when you watch,
No,
these
it
things,
is
you're like,
just
"Oh,
you saying it.
yeah, well, not true." And do some research,
Yeah.
Dave, and then get out of your little ball model, and you'll see. We don't live upside down on a space ball flying through an infinite
Down
space
is towards
vacuum.
the center of the earth. Nobody is upside down. That's one of the dumbest things you morons say. Down is towards the center of the earth. Nobody
Yeah.
is upside
So
down.
on your world, there's people upside down relative to me.
And you're upside down relative to them. It's a
Yeah,
sphere. Who
Good luck
cares?
with that. Good luck with that.
Your response to basic shapes is good luck with that.
Yeah.
Are you 5 years old? You have the intellect of a 5-year-old. You can't understand, like little
Dave,
kids understand this stuff. You know
I
that?
just want to say that you're more of a condescending prick than I thought.
Yo, ding, 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 ding. Wow, he got him to jump out the window. That's what you wanted. All right, that's what you wanted. Okay, interesting.
I wouldn't say you're more than anything I thought. I know what you are, but I'm sorry again to reiterate for the third time. Your entire identity is based on the idea that all the scientists in the entire world are lying deceivers. So
absolutely not true.
you're a condescending
that's what
douchebag.
you say.
And me
That's what
calling you stupid, which you are, does not hold a candle to
All right,
what
Sean.
you are.
That's what he claims. I don't believe that. And
Well,
that's what you're
I've got another question for other Dave,
Oh.
Professor Dave.
Yeah.
Just so obviously I could see. I mean, it means a lot to you as on the other side, of course. Why does it annoy you so much, the flat Earth stuff?
Because it's so, I mean, first of all, a lot of what I do, I mean, I do mainly academic tutorials, but I also address misinformation. I'm very passionate about public science literacy and science denial. And flat Earth is the bottom of the barrel. So I go after like anti-vaxxers and stuff like that. And that is a little more sophisticated. And you have to actually understand a little bit of biochemistry, a little bit of immunology and things like that. Flat Earth is the only one. I just proved the Earth is a sphere multiple times in this exchange based on looking at things in the sky and thinking. That's how we figured out the Earth is a sphere several thousand years ago. It's like the first thing we figured out. So this is why it's so offensive, because it is a denial of literally all of science. Astronomy, all wrong. Geology, all wrong. Physics, all wrong. It's so unbelievably offensive to the entire human race. That's why you're a douchebag, and me calling you stupid is nowhere near the magnitude of douchebaggery that is your entire identity.
You're talking to him, not me, right?
Sorry, yeah, that's a Davy boy over there.
So he believes that scientists that he never met 2,000 years ago proved that the Earth is a globe, when in reality, in the 1940s and 50s and up to the early 60s, they were still teaching flat Earth in public school here.
No, they
Absolutely.
weren't. That's just the thing you're saying.
That's an absolute
There's globes from hundreds and hundreds of years ago. You can't just say that. Like, you should show me something. Show me a textbook. You can't just say, oh, this thing I made up is true. You're an idiot. What are you talking about? We've known the Ptolemaic model, which was reigned supreme from 100 or whatever, to the Copernican model, used a spherical Earth. Geocentrism used a spherical Earth. And then Copernicus and Kepler happened. And they wrote books, by the way. They wrote books, and you can read them, that they exist. And we've known about heliocentrism for 500 years since. So I don't know what you're talking about. You are completely pulling that out of your ass. Nobody taught a flat Earth anywhere for any measurable amount of time.
Can we have Dave tell us how seasons happen on the globe?
Okay, so I wish I had the graphic, because it really works really well. So there's a tilt in Earth's rotational axis, right? It's tilted like this. So one of the hemispheres is exposing more of itself to the sun, right? And so you get more direct light versus, so let's say this is the northern hemisphere, this is the southern hemisphere. More of the northern hemisphere is exposed to direct sunlight. So you have longer daylight, right? So it's so hard to just do in my hand like this.
No, I get it. I understand. You get it when we're tilted towards it, the sunlight's hitting direct, and it's more intensified here, and down here it's spread out more. Makes sense.
Yeah, because of the curvature, so it has to spread out around a greater area.
But isn't the sun so large that all of the rays leaving the sun are parallel? And why wouldn't the parallel rays that are a little off to the left, hit us direct? Are the rays leaving the sun parallel, or are they leaving not parallel?
Okay, when you have a certain, here's a lateral distance. If the sun is directly hitting the part of the Earth that's directly facing it, that's a certain area. Then if you move this way, we have the same lateral distance, but there's a lot of curvature here. It's covering a greater surface area.
I have that question. So can the Earth?
Okay, do you want to admit that I just explained that perfectly, and that your talking point was invalid?
I know. I admit that you explained that perfectly, but I have to ask a question. So we have the pole here, and we tilt the Earth. Okay, and can you tilt the Earth this way? That's a tilt, also, right? Absolutely.
You're just turning it. What are you doing?
No. What I'm showing you is here. Here we let's say the sun is over there, and we tilt, and we're now directly towards we have a more direct angle. We're in agreement on this. But if I'm here and I tilt it this way, well, now the sun is lower. It's now skimming. It's now skimming, and it's not hitting as direct. So here's the problem with your seasons. In the north here, in December, when we're 3 million miles closer to the sun, but we'll just ignore that because it's not significant.
Yeah, it's not significant, so I don't know why you said it.
Well, we're 3 million miles closer. At sunrise, in December at noon, when the sun is 50 degrees in the sky, and I look at the sun, I can barely feel it on my face. I can't get a tan. right? But in June, when we're farther away from the sun, doesn't matter. And at sunrise, when the sun is literally an 89-degree tilt, the worst possible angle, as soon as it shows up on the horizon, I can feel the heat and I can get a tan. Why is that? Because in your world, it should be arctically freezing every morning all year long.
I genuinely have no idea what you're saying. You're throwing around 89 degree. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, so you have the sun here, right? The sun, and we're tilted, so it's 34-degree tilt. Well, if I tilted it all the way down to the horizon, so I'm here and the sun's over here, okay, that's an 89-degree tilt, 1 degree off the horizon, right? Any farther, it would be below the horizon. The sun
I'm
sets.
already lost. I have no idea what you're saying.
It's because you're stupid, Dave. Right?
5 minutes
No,
left,
it's
guys.
because you're not
5 minutes.
saying anything.
I will
You're just
explain
going,
it
if I
again.
tilt it this
I
way,
will
this
explain
has
it
nothing
again.
to do with anything.
If the Earth is tilted 34 degrees, that's how
23 degrees, something like
23 degrees, whatever. If we tilted it 90 degrees, the sun would set. It would set over the pole, which doesn't happen. So the farther,
5 minutes left, guys. 5 minutes left.
The farther I tilt it, the more spread out those rays are. Well, the spin is the equivalent to the tilt. So when I'm spinning away from the sun's getting lower and lower and lower. It's spreading out across the world. It should get colder and colder and colder because that sun is spreading out.
Spreading across. You understand that there's always a face of the Earth. There's always the sun is always is hitting half of the Earth.
Britain, beans on toast.
Oops.
According to time and date. All right, but
The
that's
sun isn't always hitting half of the Earth.
on the ball. It would be, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
That's not
Well,
what
it
we see.
does
But
though.
here's
So
the
what are you
thing,
talking about?
David? You're not listening. Okay.
I
can
am. You're
tilt-
just
I
not
can
saying
tilt-
anything.
I can tilt. So if we're tilted away from the sun, we have our winter. Now I tilted farther, it gets really cold because Antarctica or the Arctic is tilted farther away. That's why it's cold in your world, right?
But it's not. What do you mean? If we tilt it further, it's not tilted further. It's a 23-degree
Right.
axial
And-
tilt.
and-
So what
and
do you
why-
mean
and
tilted further? What are you
Why is
talking
it
about?
why is it colder in the Arctic in the winter than it is in Florida in the winter?
I just explained it earlier.
Well,
It's
I
the-
know.
It's
Dave,
getting more direct sunlight. If the
absolutely. So don't interrupt.
hang on, if the axis
Dave.
is tilted away, then it is. Dude, I just
Dave,
explained this.
Dave.
How do you not get this?
No. You're not getting it. Listen.
Okay,
So
you can just say that, but I actually explained it.
You're not getting this. Okay.
Flat Earth Dave is not doing too well either, is he?
No.
Nah.
Mm-mm. Told you should have had Z up there.
Rave, we've run out of time. We've run out of time.
Tell me this.
Well,
Listen.
I'm just going to let you
That's
guys
a good observation,
where they
Norman.
can find you and support you. So, Professor
Yeah.
Dave, we'll start
Dave,
with you.
you
Huge
don't
thank
get
you for coming on, Professor Dave.
Thank you.
Can you tell the viewers where they can
Yeah,
find
you
and
don't
support
get
you,
it.
please?
Flat Earth
Professor
Dave.
All right. All right. You don't get it. Maybe they don't get it. I don't know. Interesting though. I just like to sit back and hear what they're saying, see what horses, being accepted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very interesting. Very
Well,
interesting.
I mean, I was quite bored with the whole topic, to be honest. For a couple of years. But,
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, me too, to be honest with you. I was bored, but I always knew there was more, I don't think we're supposed to be bored.
yeah.
That mental exercise is good for you, boy. Led me down some different roads. I don't know, flat or globe. In my opinion, I think if they're not talking about the body, they're both way off. Both way off.
It's not the body, it's not the creator, right?
There you go.
What is it, London? What is it?
Mm-hmm. What else did I have? Something else I have.
Beans and toast? No, I'm not making beans and toast.
Ah, beans on toast.
That's chicken in the pot, dude.
I make a good beans on toast. I do.
Huh?
The beans on toast that I make, quality.
Some hot sauce. Right.
Yeah, gotta have hot sauce. Gotta have hot sauce. Where's this guy gone? Okay.
Well, I gotta attend to my kitchen before everything burns down.
Yeah.
I'll check you later. I'm gonna have some bites.
Good stuff.
Okay.
Thanks for stopping in, boy. Peace. Mm. 420 if you have that. 420. Oh yes, pretending you don't understand. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people do that. A lot of people do that. Mm-hmm. I ain't seen Small Town Girl. I hope she's cool. You got Smalls wherever you are. Big up. I ain't seen Z in a long time as well. Big up Z. Hope Z's doing well. Hope you're doing well, Z. He's smoking a fatty right now. Listening to London Z. Much love. Big up. There you go. So yeah, like I said, tomorrow should be a good day if all goes well. Back at the bar again. You know, we get Chief Ironbush over. Machine Light should be passing through. Hopefully I get what's his name? Mr. John Thomas. I want to have a talk with John Thomas, Mr. John Thomas. That would be cool. Show him some things, man. Yeah, if I don't go live tomorrow, it's not the end of the world. We still got Saturday. If the curse is lifted from the main channel, right? I'll show you a few things. Big business. Right. You flat earthers have been looking at these maps all wrong. I'm gonna show you something, right? On Saturday on the main channel. If the curse is lifted. Steph Davis in the house. How you doing? Yeah, I've got some interesting things. Remember, it's all about the lens, right? Jesus is the lens. So go on in before we get out of here. What's going on? He's got any new information for me? New work? He's got new work, new findings relating to the topic. Hmm? Don't worry, I got plenty. But there's a time and a place for it. Yeah, the optic. It's the optics. Mr. Optics. Don't worry, we got plenty in store. Well, I got plenty in store. I know that much. We're just enjoying the ride until we get there, right? We're just enjoying the ride. Don't worry. I'm just taking my time, you know, observing the competition. Very interesting. Very interesting. Anyway, everybody take care. Hopefully Friday, like I said, everybody shows up. He's meant to be coming. He'll show you some interesting things. If not, we open up on Saturday at the main channel, right? I'll show you what's really going on. In the meantime, look after yourself and love over war. Okay? London.
Point back, do what I should like. Point back, do what I could like. Point back, do what I should like. Point back, do what I could like. Point back, do what I should like. Point back, do what I could like. Point back, do what I should like. Point back, do what I could. I ain't never been the same, baby. Ain't do no wrong, I can clean up good for you. No, I know right from wrong, 'cause I wanna make it. So nasty, I'm $1 million baby. Don't ask me, oh, hell no. With my city, so damn no. Just still don't notice me. Sound next, VA next. I'm at the neck, running up the check. See you back home, I'ma see a diva. No matter what happens, he cannot come between us again. I know we're better than friends. I took up Queen's gang, showed around my friends. Try to fix some energy, yeah, it don't matter. I know you never moved on if you tried. I don't believe it, baby. I know you lied all night long. What you mean I changed? I stay the same. Had me losing my mind. Said the city is mine. I ain't never been the same, baby. Ain't do no wrong. I can clean up good for you. I know right from wrong, 'cause I wanna make it. So that I'm $1 million baby. Don't let me. I ain't never been the same, baby. Ain't do no wrong. I can clean up good for you. I know right from wrong, 'cause I wanna make it. So that I'm $1 million baby. Don't let me.